Rock and roll is dead, people. Corona lessons, number 10. We're on number 10, phrasing. From what I remember, this is a sick lesson. I remember sitting in my room 4 years ago at this point, doing whatever Tom's about to do. I remember this. I played the same lick over and over again. So there's gonna be some guitar playing in this one, which is good, because I don't know if you guys enjoy watching me just watch stuff. Although last video, the Ripples one, got some interactions on that, and the one before that, which was a bit of talking to, got some interactions there. Some conflicting opinions on the Ripples one. I had a guy, Tommy Boy was his name, that didn't like the cover. What the heck, Tommy Boy? He said he wished he was born without ears or something to not hear this. I thought it was great. I don't know. I thought Sarah did a really good job. I'm not just saying that because I like Tom. I thought she did a really good job. So there's actually times I listen to their version of it just on YouTube on my phone instead of the actual version. Like, listen, the actual version is great. Just, what are you going to do? Also, people see me with a red hat on sometimes and they think I have a MAGA hat on. This is a golf hat. I went to the British Open last year in Liverpool, Royal Liverpool. That's not a Liverpool accent. My apologies to John Lennon. McCartney, who's from Liverpool? Both of them? I don't know. Okay. Lesson 10, phrasing. Let's check it out.
Buddy, Corona lessons, part 10. Rolling Rock.
What time is it?
Part 1. So,
I remember I used to always be like, this guy drinks beer at all hours of the day.
Man, what a day here in Nashville. I got the garage door open. Beautiful outside. It's like nice, cool, sunny, breezy.
What month is this? Oh, March, late March. That's like so nice when that weather starts rolling around. I'm in the peak of January, so love that.
You'd never even know there was a fucking global pandemic going on. I have one reader comment to respond to. One guy said, simply 3 words, "You look irritated." Well, I always look irritated when I play. It's just, I make lots of guitar faces, as you well know. I feel like making guitar faces is very important when you're playing, you know. But yeah, I'm irritated. It's a global pandemic, dude. So, yeah, all right. So one of the things I always talk about with friends and people, other musicians, is I feel like there's one thing in all the music that I feel is the very most important thing in all of music. I don't care if you're playing guitar, piano, singing, drums, bass. Well, anybody can play bass, but just kidding, Tony. Phrasing. It's all about phrasing.
Sorry, this just came to mind, but it is so true. Phrasing's so important. There's that one song, Frank Sinatra song, "That's Life." And there's like just one line in like the second or third verse. It's like not a throwaway line, but he's like, "That's life, and I can't deny it." It's like the way, and I can't deny it. Anyways, it's the same. I think he had delivered technically the same vocal melody in the previous verses or whatever. But the way he says that always just grabs me. And it makes me realize that, like, yeah, it is the phrasing. It's always the phrasing. I even hear, anyways.
Phrasing is everything. Phrasing.
No, I'll say it. I don't know how closely related this is going to be, but like the melody is so important too. I've been watching a lot of songwriting lessons recently from like Max Martin and all these guys who have written these hits. And they talk about the fact that like the words don't even really matter. Like when you can write a really great melody with like great phrasing, that's going to be a hit. There's something in the human ear that's just like built into us to like hear that stuff and want to hear it time and time again.
Thing is what people pick up on. When there's a million housewives all across America watching The Voice or one of those shows where people are up there singing in a competition, aside from this snazzy outfit, I think a lot of times what they're picking up on to make them go, wow, that person really is better than the other person, is the phrasing.
Mm-hmm. I do think it's the thing that, like Tom says, people know that even if they don't know music, technically, they do know music. And I think, like, obviously, people can tell you that someone doesn't sound right without actually knowing how to describe it. And people also can tell you someone sounds good without knowing how to describe it. And I think phrasing is probably the answer to that.
Phrasing is everything. Phrasing is how you sell it when you're playing something. You got to sell it. You got to stick the knife. That's what I always say when you're playing guitar and you. Cool, sirens. You got to stick the knife. You got to know how to stick a knife right in the listener's chest when you're playing something. To like to sell something. You got to have phrasing, and I do believe that phrasing is born into people. Those
I don't know if I got it then, I'll be honest.
that have it, and there are plenty out there. You're born with it. The rest.
I also think about this a lot when Tom says this stuff because his bar for having it is so high, I'm sure. And so, like, there's probably someone I would hear that'd be like, oh man, he's got it. That Tom would be like, no, I'm not gonna make it. So I guess it's all subjective.
Rest can work and work and work. You might get close, but it's a natural thing.
That was not me flipping him off. That was me.
And that doesn't mean we can't aspire. But I could line up like 100 guitar players in a line, like all different levels of skill, and I could say, fellas,
this is the lick I played like a million times. I'm pretty sure.
play something like this. Play this.
I'm already failing.
This. Play this.
You're about to watch me stumble over this for the next few minutes.
This.
That little bend is so good. Look at that face he's making. Tom's good with the pre-bends, man. I'm so fucking shit at guitar. Fuck. My ear's also so bad. Like I can hear the melody, but then getting it onto the strings is always a problem with me. Did he hammer on there? No, he didn't. It looks like he almost went to the D here. He did. Also, if you're home along, I'm hoping you're playing along with this and hopefully doing a better job than I am. It's interesting he goes to that note, because this sounds better to me. Also, like, that's generally it. There are a million nuances that I'm sure I'm not doing. See, too much of a bend. Ah, damn, that's good. I think I'm gonna give myself about a D- on that one.
Just that. So simple. And I I could tell in 2 seconds who's got it and who doesn't. I mean, you don't have to even, you could see it. You could just watch the fingers. And it's like, it's so important. I mean, singers, you know, there are very few tools that we have as guitar players to distinguish each other, distinguish ourselves from each other, right? You can't, you know, I mean, the biggest, I think, is vibrato. Vibrato is so important. It's your voice, it's your fingerprint as a guitar player. Vibrato is probably the thing I notice the most when I watch other guitar players. Intermediate guitar players, people that are sort of, you know, halfway up the mountain, they don't think about vibrato.
I remember this lesson specifically now because I was like, you're calling me out, Tom. I just instinctively I bend a note and I go, don't even, I might as well give it a little. It's very rare for me to just bend a note and just let it sit. Always got to give it something, a little stank.
They have automatic.
But the stank is also a little bit of a defense mechanism because it's much harder to do a perfect whole step bend than it is to kind of do a shit one and then, you know, wiggle back and forth.
Vibrato that sort of happens involuntarily. They'll play a lick and they don't even notice they're even doing vibrato. It's just sort of a mechanical thing that they do when they play everything. And I immediately pick up on that one because I feel like vibrato, you have to think about it constantly when you're playing, when you use it, why you're using it, how you're using it. This is very, very important, people. This is probably the most important thing I've said in any of these lessons, okay?
Definitely.
I mean, in my opinion.
Definitely so far.
You listen to a great
No
singer,
offense, Tom.
you know, somebody that's an amazing singer, like Whitney Houston, for example, my wife's favorite singer.
Sarah, by the way, fucking sucks at singing, according to Tommy Boy. Tom's favorite singer. Come on.
She'll hit a note and just hold it with no vibrato. And then as that note's dying off, she'll start to put a beautiful shake on it. You know, like...
Nice.
Sometimes you want fast vibrato, like Jeff Beck or something. Sometimes you want super slow, languid vibrato. Like when you're playing slide, you know, vibrato is crucial. Like Rod Cooder had amazing vibrato, you know, and Derek Trucks, of course.
Derek.
And you know, you got to think about vibrato. It's like an effect that you use when you think it's right. You know, you can't just do it all the time. It's a sign of an amateur guitar player, in my opinion. I really believe that.
That's me, Tom.
The greats, they got great vibrato. David Gilmour, my all-time favorite guitar player. I've said that a million times. Check out
Whoa.
his vibrato.
I did not know Gilmour was his favorite guitar player. Wow. That does make sense. Like, first solo I ever learned. There's also not this theory, but there's this show called Guitar Moves, and they had on Dean Ween from Ween one time, and he kind of in passing had said that like the first solo he had learned, he's just been ripping that off ever since, and I think it was Blue Sky by Allman Brothers, and then like Maggot Brain by Funkadelic. And I remember that stuck with me because the first solo I ever learned was Comfortably Numb. And I still to this day play those licks everywhere, everywhere. And so there's a lot of truth to that. I think the first solo you learn has a lot of impact on you. And so choose wisely. I'm happy with my selection. Anyways, David Gilmour, didn't know that about Tommy Boy.
It's fucking perfect. Player, I've said that a million times. Check out his vibrato. It's fucking perfect. Dave Gilmour, can I even describe in words how much I love him?
I love that. I love that Tom
He's the
likes
best,
him.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody
Wonder if he's met Gilmour.
somebody asked me recently in a question about who I thought were some amazing Nashville guitar players, right? There's a lot of great guitar players here in Nashville. It's truth, absolute truth. So many greats. I mean, all the session guys are great. All my buddies that I see all the time. There's two guys I'm going to mention that I just think are outstanding. I mean, the first guy is Jack Pearson. Do you guys know about Jack Pearson?
I don't.
Jack Pearson, he is bad, bad, bad boy. I mean,
To be complimented like that by Tom? Oh man, come on now. That would be something else, eh?
I used to go see him play like in clubs, and I'd get a couple beers in me, and I'd like the first set I'd be watching, and I'd be like, man, he sounds good. But it was kind of chill. And then by the third set, I'd be in the bathroom like taking a whiz, and he's just up on stage, just raging, and just killing it. It's like there was like this giant guitar monster outside the bathroom door, just killing it, man. Ferocity. He could play any style. And he's just incredible. I mean, slide playing, jazz, blues, and a great guy too. I know him a little bit. We're pals, but man, just check out his videos and just check him out, man. Second guy, when I was first moved to Nashville in the early '90s, I started going to see this guy named Tom Britt play. You guys ever heard of him? Slide player, played with Vince Gill and tons of other people. Oh man, when I first saw him in the clubs, I was just like...
I also noticed that Tom's wearing that Joe Walsh shirt, 2017. He toured with him in that year, which I thought was crazy. I never knew that. Obviously, I didn't know that in 2017. I didn't know who Tom was, but pretty cool.
Holy shit. How does a guy get that kind of tone and that kind of touch in his pocket, his phrasing? Just insane. So I remember going up to him, when I first moved to Nashville, I was just nobody, just trying to find my way. And I asked him if he ever took time to give anybody lessons, and he said no, but come over Sunday. So I remember going over there. I never met the guy before, and I took like this, it was supposed to be an hour lesson, but it ended up going for longer than that. And I brought a little cassette recorder. This is back when you didn't have phones and things. So I recorded this little lesson, and he showed me so much stuff in this one lesson about playing slide, because I'd never even played slide before at that point. And I learned...
I don't know if I've ever heard Tom play slide, actually. I'm sure he's quite good, but yeah.
So much in that one lesson, and I just...
I also think, not that I'm jealous of him, but when you get to... I think people think that like when you get to a certain level or whatever, like, oh, I know everything, I don't get to learn more. Like, I think what you realize as you get better at something is that you just know nothing. And so when you get to a level like Tom, and you meet someone who does something that you don't really do, or whatever, you meet someone that can just do one thing that you don't do, you become like a sponge. Like you understand that you can learn so much from everyone. And so it's really beautiful, because I feel like a lot of people think that you're learning like caps as you get good. And like, I don't know, maybe technically that's true, but I don't know, you unlock all these new things to start caring about, all these things that most people wouldn't hear, all of a sudden you now can hear, and you can now practice. And so I find that very beautiful that Tom went to this guy's place, and in that short amount of time was so inspired. That's the stuff that gets me excited about like continuing to not only play guitar, but just do other things in my life too. Just get better at stuff, because that's the cool stuff you finally unlock when you put 10,000 hours into something, right?
Took that tape home and just worked on it for years. And I'm still like an average slide player at best, you know. It's not my strength, you know. I can play slide and get by, but I'm not like him. I'm not like Derek Trucks or Jack Pearson and these guys. They pick up a slide, it's like otherworldly. And man, I have nothing but respect for the dude. He's a bad boy. Check out, he's got some videos on YouTube too you can check out. Tom Britt. Okay? So there you go. Something to think about. Take care, everybody.
I'm thinking about it, Tom. I'm thinking about it. Okay, very cool, guys. That was a great lesson. And I'm forgetting the lick already. This was a good lesson. It was a good mix of practical insights on the guitar, and also Tom talking a bit. I love hearing Tom's stories. I think the only thing that these episodes are officially missing are the intro jam. I love when it's like intro jam, VCB, lesson, and then random talk. That is like a chef's kiss Bukovac episode. The main thing I'm taking away from this one is I need to be more intentional about my vibrato for sure. And I mean, I just need to be a better guitar player generally with phrasing and everything. But I do just nervously just shake for no reason. So. Cool. Episode 10, we're zooming along here. We only got like 400 more to go, so that's awesome. I'm excited. I made that sound like I wasn't excited. Lots of content for me, lots of content for you guys. That's all though. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.